Hello everyone, it's nice to see you today. This time we're going to study expressions about this, that, here, and there. First, let's read the expressions from last time. 지수 씨, 한국 음식을 좋아해요? 네, 좋아해요. 저는 비빔밥을 제일 좋아해요. 정말 맛있어요. 저도 비빔밥을 좋아해요. 비빔밥은 야채가 많아요. 그래서 건강해요. 맞아요. 그리고 색깔도 예뻐요. Now let's run 이, 그, and 저. We use these words in front of a noun, like person, building, book, to point at people or things. This means 이, 그, and 저 cannot be used alone. They must be followed by a noun. Let me show you the rule. 이 is used to something near the speaker. 그 is used to something close to the listener, or to refer to something that was already mentioned and is known to the people in the conversation. 저 is used to something that is far away, both the speaker and the listener. For example, 이것, 그 사람, 저 건물. Let's look at this dialogue. 그 사람은 누구예요? 이 사람은 제 동생이에요. Let's read together. 그 사람은 누구예요? 이 사람은 제 동생이에요. Next, I'm looking at a photo on my phone. My friend asks about it. 그 사람은 누구예요? 이 사람은 제 조카예요. Let's read together. 그 사람은 누구예요? 이 사람은 제 조카예요. Another one. 그것은 뭐예요? 이것은 제 새 핸드폰이에요. Let's read together. 그것은 뭐예요? 이것은 제 새 핸드폰이에요. Next, we are walking on the street. My friend points to a building far away. 저 건물은 뭐예요? 저 건물은 도서관이에요. Let's read together. 저 건물은 뭐예요? 저 건물은 도서관이에요. This time, let's run 여기, 거기, and 저기. It's similar to 이, 그, 저. 여기, a place close to the speaker. 거기, a place close to the listener, or somewhere that was already mentioned and is known to the people in the conversation. 저기, a place far from both. But unlike 이, 그, 저, these three words can be used alone as nouns. They mean this place, that place, or that place over there. Let's look at this sentence. 여기가 맛집이에요. You and your friend arrive at a famous restaurant. 여기가 맛집이에요. Another sentence. When you are deciding where to meet your friend, you can say 거기는 좀 멀어요. And 저기가 경복궁이에요. You are sightseeing and pointing to 경복 Palace far away. 저기가 경복궁이에요. Let's repeat this sentence twice. 여기가 맛집이에요. 여기가 맛집이에요. Now let's try making questions. Before we had the sentence 여기가 맛집이에요. To change this into a question, you don't need to change the word order. Just raise the intonation at the end, right? 여기가 맛집이에요. Or you can replace the noun 맛집 with the word 어디. To ask, 여기가 어디예요? Then we can answer like this. 여기는 백화점이에요. You might notice this. When asking the question, we used 여기가, but when answering, we used 여기는. As I mentioned in a previous lesson, 이 or 가 is often used when introducing a topic or subject for the first time. 은 or 는 is often used when talking about information that is already known or has been introduced. So when you ask 여기가 어디예요? You have introduced the subject 여기. The person answering receives this topic, which is now known, and uses 여기는 to give information about it. Do you understand? Let's read together twice. 여기가 어디예요? 여기는 백화점이에요. 여기가 어디예요? 여기는 백화점이에요. Let's look at another sentence. 거기는 좀 멀어요. Let's read this together. Twice. 거기는 좀 멀어요. 거기는 좀 멀어요. To make this a question, you just raise the intonation at the end, right? 거기는 좀 멀어요? In this sentence, we used 거기는 because both people already know or have talked about that place. The place 거기 is already the topic of their conversation, so they're just saying something more about it. When the topic is something both people know, we use 은 or 는 naturally. So, how can you answer? 네, 좀 멀어요. 아니요, 가까워요. 가까워요 is the opposite of 멀어요. Let's read together twice. 거기는 좀 멀어요? 네, 좀 멀어요. 아니요, 가까워요. 거기는 좀 멀어요? 네, 좀 멀어요. 아니요, 가까워요. Now let's look at this sentence. 저기가 경복궁이에요. Let's read together twice. 저기가 경복궁이에요. 저기가 경복궁이에요. To make it a question, you can turn it into a yes or no question. 저기가 경복궁이에요? Or you can replace 경복궁 with 어디. 저기가 어디예요? You can also say 저기는 어디예요? If you're walking, see a place for the first time, and ask someone next to you what it is, you're asking for new information. In this case, 저기가 어디예요? is very natural. However, if two people are already looking at a place together, asking 저기는 어디예요? is also possible because it was a shared non-topic. When answering the question, you're responding to a topic that was just mentioned. Therefore, answering 저기가 지하철역이에요 sounds a bit awkward. 저기는 지하철역이에요 is more natural. Now let's read together. 저기가 어디예요? 저기는 지하철역이에요. 저기가 어디예요? 저기는 지하철역이에요. Now let's say the sentences together using the expressions we learned today. 여기가 어디예요? 여기는 우리 학교예요. 와, 학교가 넓어요. 저 건물은 뭐예요? 도서관이에요. 학생들이 공부해요. 학생들이 많아요. 지금은 시험 기간이에요. 이 건물은 식당이에요? 맞아요. 거기 음식이 맛있어요. Now repeat after me slowly and then at a normal speed. Don't forget, the most important thing is to practice speaking until it comes out naturally without thinking. 여기가 어디예요? 여기는 우리 학교예요. 와, 학교가 넓어요. 저 건물은 뭐예요? 도서관이에요. 학생들이 공부해요. 학생들이 많아요. 지금은 시험 기간이에요. 이 건물은 식당이에요? 맞아요. 거기 음식이 맛있어요. 여기가 어디예요? 여기는 우리 학교예요. 와, 학교가 넓어요. 저 건물은 뭐예요? 도서관이에요. 학생들이 공부해요. 학생들이 많아요. 지금은 시험 기간이에요. 이 건물은 식당이에요? 맞아요. 거기 음식이 맛있어요. You worked hard today. We'll see you again next time. Bye.